What's up guys, it's English Dan back with another video. What have I got for you today? Well, it's Turtle Beach's very first controller, the Recon for the Xbox. I'll let you know what I think in a second. Welcome back guys. So yeah, this is Turtle Beach's first foray into making controllers. You know, you can get a lot of third-party controllers for the game consoles. This one's for the Xbox in particular. And, you know, sometimes when you get these third-party controllers, they're a bit of an eyebrow raiser, you know. Any good? Well, this one kind of breaks the mold because I do find a lot of the third-party ones to be quite But this one isn't. This one is really good. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's talk about price first. Price straight away. With something like this, this is a customizable controller. You can do your audio as well as your aim. I'll get more onto that in a moment, but you've also got on the back the programmable buttons. Normally when you get a controller that has this much customization, you're looking at easily over $100. Minimum $100, all the way up to a couple of hundred, $200-300. Xbox make their own. And it's 180 bucks, and it's plagued with drifting stick issues. Well, this is 60 bucks. No, I said that right. 60, not 160. It's 60, $60 for this controller. There's a couple of reasons why it is. Well, maybe one big reason, and that is that it's wired. It is a wired controller. Even though you can't see the wire from here, it does connect in via USB-C and plugs into the Xbox. It does come with a 10-foot cable. I actually find it, I'm preferring it, to be honest, because when you plug your headset into this, I'm not getting any breaking in sounds, which some of the Xbox headsets and things, wireless ones, do, because they work off Microsoft's Direct Connect, which if your internet connection's having a bit of an issue, so is your headset and the audio. But we'll get more onto that shortly. So yeah, 60 bucks for this thing. I think it's unbelievable value. Now let's talk about the build quality on this, because build quality is usually something that may fall to the wayside when you're buying a third-party controller that's of a lower cost. Well, I'm happy to say that this isn't that. This is really well built. It measures up well to the regular Xbox controller, weighs around the same. You might think, oh, it's lighter, but you got to remember there's no built-in battery with this, with it being wired. You take the battery out of your Xbox controller and you'll find that the weight of these is very, very similar. Very comfortable when using this thing because it's got these rubber grips. Microsoft have just started. They've got one controller. It's either just come out or it's coming out, adding these rubberized grips to their standard controllers. Well, Turtle Beach beat them to the punch with this, and it's got grips on the outside and on the inside. So it helps for that more intense gaming. I mean, I don't know what you're like, but I know that if I'm in a firefight somewhere, I tend to grip my controller a lot more, and I just find this very comfortable when it comes to do that. The actual thumbsticks on this are really nice recess with a like a dimpled pattern on around the outside. It helps you so you don't lose the grip from your thumb. There's nothing worse. I get this with the PlayStation. I used to get it with the PlayStation 4 and earlier controllers. My thumbs would slip off the controller all the time, off the thumbsticks. Not with this thing. Really, really comfortable, really accurate as well, I'm finding. Very nice to use. So there's that, that's a bonus. All the buttons are really clicky, triggers included. See? Nothing sloppy on this. The buttons don't wobble or rattle. There's nothing shaking around or vibrating or anything. When you do move the controller, it is really well built. Everything is tight. All the seams are closed correctly. I do know on some controllers you can get these seams on the side and they're quite open. Not on this controller. It does a really good job, or Turtle Beach have done a really good job of making this a real solid unit, a bit like myself. The D-pad is also really good, very accurate, and again, very clicky. It isn't loose, it doesn't wobble, which is another thing that, like I say, you do get on some of the lower cost third-party controllers. The D-pad tends to be quite sloppy, but not on this. It's every bit as good as what you can get on the original Xbox controller. Another bonus to this is you plug your own headphones into this. So you got some wired headphones, plug them straight into the 3.5mm headphone jack in here. It does have a preamp, so you can use any headphones you like. So you're not stuck to just using gaming headphones or anything like that. It does have a preamp, so it can power them all, no problem. I do have the Recon 500 headset also coming up for review. It's probably going to be by the end of the week, just before the weekend. Really good companion for this. It's a low-cost bundle, let's say, that's really, really good to use, but we'll talk about that in the other video. But yeah, it's great this when it comes to using headsets, because again, you don't get any of that breaking up noise, or if your internet connection's a little today, you're not going to get cracks and pops in your headset. This thing just powers through it. It's very nice. Talking of sound, you do have customizable audio options on this thing. As you may have noticed at the top, you've got all these buttons. It's like a command center for your controller and your audio. And you're thinking, wow, that looks a bit over-facing. It's not. It's pretty easy. And let me tell you what each thing does. So I'll zoom in on this and I'll do something so you can see it a little better. But basically, the headphone is for your mic monitoring. You can do that as low, medium, high, and max. Then you've got your EQ settings, so you can have different EQs if you want more bass, take the bass out. You also have another button here, and that allows you to have superhuman hearing, which is great in Warzone, let me tell you, because you can hear people coming from all around you. I thought it may have been a bit of a fad, but nope, it's really good. Next one is your feature level. So when you press that, each stage will light up to let you know which feature level you are on. There's usually 3 to 4 features on each one, as you can see on this little card, and it's important you look at this little card. Let me just focus this in. But as you'll see at the top here, it shows you 1, 2, 3, 4, even though my finger just got in the way and made it unfocus. But yeah, that is to let you know what feature level you are on. Important. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's obvious, but there's a lot of people it's not obvious. It really isn't, but still. Your controller is for button mapping. You can assign the 2 buttons on the back of this thing straight from the controller. You don't need to go and plug this into your computer or anything like that to do that. You can just do it straight from your controller with a couple of button combinations. Let me tell you, this controller is great for Warzone and Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, things like that. If you like to do slide cancelling, this controller with this button here, for me, will save me absolutely ruining my controllers. This thing makes it so much easier to do. It really does. The little target, so the right stick on the controller, you can customize that to how accurate you want that to be. It's called Pro Aim, and it really does work, believe it or not. It's like when you aim in, it'll slow it down a little bit for you, helps you with recoil and just targeting basically, and it does work. Some really good features on this controller. You got your mute button on the right, as I was saying, so mute button's on the right. The other one is the superhuman hearing, and then on the sides of the controller you've got your volume, so you can control your chat and actual in-game volume from this. Chat is on the other side here. So I mean, customizable options on this thing are fantastic. $60, people. I mean, really, it's 60 bucks. What do you expect for 60 bucks? I expect nowhere near anything like this. I've just been really, really impressed with it. So, like I said, it does come with a cable. I will show you the cable. Mine is all unraveled because I have been using this. I didn't do an unboxing because you get the leaflet I've just shown you pretty much, the controller and this cable. So, not much of an unboxing there, but this is a 10-foot cable, and as you can see, it's pretty thick. It's a braided cable as well, so it's really sturdy and really well built. If I can get this to focus in on you, as you can see, the braiding there, it's a real high quality braiding, so you're not going to have to worry that this thing is going to snap or anything like that. It's just really nice. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but wired controllers, blah blah. Dan, we don't like wired controllers anymore. You'll be surprised if you've not used a wired controller for a while, just how good a wired controller is. There's a reason why PC gamers, when they use controllers, use wired controllers, and that's because it gets rid of that minute bit of lag that you have with Bluetooth. I know you might think to yourself, nah, there's no lag with my controller. If you're using a Bluetooth controller, you have lag. It's just the way it is. If you're using a wireless connected controller, you have lag. You're not going to notice it because you're used to playing with it, but as soon as you jump onto a wired controller like this, you'll notice everything's snappy, a lot more snappier. It can take a minute to get used to because your aim might be off, because you might actually be going past your target, but yeah. So overall, you may have guessed it, but I really do like this controller. I think it's exceptional value when it comes to a customizable controller, and if you like playing Warzone, Call of Duty, This is the perfect controller. I don't know whether you can hear my son. He's just seen a lion on the TV. And he's roaring. He's 2 years old. Anyway. So yeah, if you do play Warzone or Modern Warfare or anything like that, and you want to slide cancel without ruining your controller, this is the controller to get. I actually think that this is the perfect Call of Duty controller, whether you're playing on PC or whether you're playing on the Xbox itself, because you do have the customizable precision aim, you do have the customizable audio for the superhuman hearing, you have the buttons on the back so you can do your slide cancel really easy, and then maybe put grenades on the other one, whatever you throw, secondary, whatever. It's just a perfect controller. And the headset that I'm going to review on Friday is a perfect companion. So it's going to be a really good Call of Duty bundle, let's say, especially coming up to the holidays. You know, you've already been out and spent X amount of dollars on these new consoles, whether it's the Xbox Series S or the Xbox Series X, or you're still using an Xbox One. This will work with all of them. But you spent a considerable amount of money on something like that, and you want something that's good but not going to cost you the earth. This Turtle Beach set is going to be good, the controller in particular. Can't rate it high enough. I think it's fantastic. Go ahead, go try one. Go buy one. $60, you're not going to be disappointed. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.